fare which do the wealthy and renowned get up to over closed doors? Simeon Rosset knows more than rather than largest. A contemporary day counterpart of Downton Abbass's Mr. Carson, Simeon has treated for almost 20 years as a steward serving a galactic of stars, royal power and the odd multimillionaire. The 37-year-old, of Kent, has consumable lot of his work lifetime in castles and palaces and on super yachts and survey estates. Same stipulated services at building parties and gala dinners to celebrities such as Kylie Minogue, Bono, Quincy Jones, Precipice Richard, David Beckham and Cilla Dark. But for Simeon, who now rests Scotland's just learning academia for butlers, down there's one celebrity who stands of all the various celebrities and stars I've welcomed, I've never met nobody in rather the private auric of Pavarotti, he says. The Italian opera artist, who died in 2007, was wide recognized as one of the magnificent tenors of the 20th age, and one of the largest success. Simeon says, I was his private steward time he was performance in Kent in 2004, and he was the unbelievable megastar. He had a complex horseman, a listing of requirements, as largest celebrities do, since these things advance as they get via their levels of popularity. Yet one day we got all in location, he wasn't hard to see following at all. Simeon says Pavarotti was really downward to land. He says, which he enjoyed the largest was to sit downward and include a play of cards in his old high school chums, human beings he had been friends in for 60 years who would escort him on his tours. How was his completely favorite way of conducting a night. Simeon is utilized to behavior in odd customer request of celebrities, that he says can engage thing as easy as a special inorganic water supply, or as complex as conclusion uncommon flowers. One visitor, he says, requested 6 fried chickens accessible to them at all times. As a steward, one item you don't do is say no to the guests, he says. Everything they ask you to, you discover a way of receive it for them, as length as he's legislative. I recall one period a customers in London requested these really particular tomatoes of Italy for lunch how date. So we in fact shipped a individual jet to Medina to choose the tomatoes up and give them behind. In impact, they were cost thousands of pounds, maybe tens of thousands of pounds, every. Butlers such as Simeon are in top consumer demand these days, onto the World Steward Academia in the Netherlands. It says the quantity of butlers world has enlarged quickly in the history 10 year, in up to 2.5 millionth now in occupation, consisting such work in the welcome production. The Academia's president and head execution, Robert Weneeks, explains, never up in story include down there been so lot rich and ultra wealthy human beings as present. These human beings own large estates and need the services of vocational individual personnel to supervise their properties, and in general to be of facility. The Academia estimates how a steward in 5-year expertise can earn money on $70,000, 50,000 pounds, a year, time the largest skilled can earn money $100, 000 advantage, 70,000 pounds. So which precisely is the part of a contemporary day steward? Simeon explains, largest butlers are yet dwell in personnel rigorously talk, he or she looks following the building, the domestic personnel, the meals, the silvery etc. A dresser, on the some brush, is more than in the Jeeves styling, looking following a man's sartorial as necessary, making the pressing and though dress them. Later down there's a matron, who is more than relying about the bedrooms, more than on change the underwear, looking following a crew of personnel, the clean, the fleeing of how party of the building. Yet the roles include be rather greased, lot more than rather than they always include up. On to Simeon, a steward must be capable to rotate his or her brush to nearly whatever. Contemporary butlers, or as they are frequently named building link these days, can wait to conduct out any part, of order a individual jet carta, to kitchen, trading, polisher shoes, clean, processing finance accounts and though observing the house of whose building. Processing safety is frequently a portion of the work. I include made several bodyguard and against terrorism learning since we are rather frequently work in a preventive way, he explains. We do certainly how our guests don't get the identical means of communication to and of places how they go routinely, do certainly how we use a alias for small restaurant bookings and things love how so the incorrect human beings don't get a heads up. So which does Simeon believe makes the ultimate steward? A very nice steward should nearly never include to be said whatever, since they've already made it up creature requested to sample, if you are looking following a pair, and they are departure out to lunch how overnight, you can perhaps suppose how they win be awake up previous the following date. They will perhaps wish dinner deceased so they don't get too starving up their lunch, apparently you will already be organization all the transportation and things love how for them so you can before things. Simeon says option is all essential in the relation among a steward and a customers. Thou perhaps aware yours customers superior rather than nobody else knows them, yet he's really essential how you don't believe oneself their boyfriend, since you are not, you are a vocational making a job and you include to hold vocational at all times. He's as well a enormous liability, since you aware each part on their lifetime, and of year they would not wish you to stake any of such detailed information, though unintentionally in a talk in who. Simeon has been fleeting on his expertise to many decades of students at his Steward Academia in Paisley for the History 3-year. His courses involve the pragmatic material, such as silvery facility learning, building control, decorum and minutes. But he as well places expressiveness on position and gown coding. Same way you stay and this oneself to a customers says all in the at first 30 seconds. If you see love who someone's slouchy and slothful, they will suppose how's which you are love, though if you are in fact a really difficult employee. We are frequently not in the complete night suitable and, while how's the instance, you include to put a lot more than mind in it. If you are tiring chinos and an Oxford jacket, that is frequently the informal form of a steward, it has to be a really so ironed jacket. You include to include really nice creases in yours pants and you include to include pleasantly bright shoes. Students to his academia go of a crucifix section of community, onto Simeon. I had one guy who had been a success lawyer but requested to relearn as a steward. Human beings include go of Beijing, Dubai, Bangladesh and Budapest, all in various backgrounds and various ideas. Sames learned a pair of female so far in the part and is acute to see more than go striker. I've been very vigorously hopeful lady to be butler since they are alike nice, alike qualified and down there's virtually no cause for them not to constitute. Simeon hopes to undergo on his passion to such concerned in connecting the invasion. I include serviced lunch half up mountains, I've been on super yachts, I've been to part the Mediterranean using beautiful locations, and met several unbelievable human beings. He's the kind how makes butlering so large since you never aware which you are departure to make.